Listen to my furry ramblings. This may be our last chance. So it's no secret that one of my most favourite games of all time is Final Fantasy X. I played it back in 2001 and I'm now playing it in 2022. And I thought maybe a fun idea for a video would be to combine both my love for being a furry and also my love for Final Fantasy X. So here are 5 creatures from Final Fantasy X that'd be totally awesome to base your Fursona off of. Starting with number 1, the dingo species. So the dingo is essentially this hound-like character that has a big hump. It's got big long claws. It's got nice wee pointy ears. I love the ears, and also a long ass tongue. Oi oi. But I think it's a really neat character, and not only would it be like a kind of this scary kind of Sona, like perhaps this could be like a Halloween like Sona that you bring out, because it is very intimidating and scary looking. But I also think it's really cool because it's got lots of variations, because you've got like the snow ones, you've got the desert ones, and it doesn't just stop at like temperature. You've also got like elemental ones, like you've got the poisonous one, and you've got like the undead one. And I think that's really cool because you can have it like fit your personality. And not only that, I actually think it would be really good with like group sonas. Perhaps you've got like a group of friends who want to like combine but still have their own kind of personalities to it. So you can have it like reflect your personality. So like let's say one of your friends is perhaps a little bit too toxic in Overwatch. Perhaps they can have the toxic dingo. And I think that's a really cool idea, because you can have stuff like if somebody's a peacekeeper in your group, you can have them like be the healer, the angel dingo. And I love that idea because it brings people together and it creates this kind of community, and yet you still have your own personalities in there. So if you're wanting to like maybe get a group Sona, perhaps give the dingo a go. Number 2, the basilisk. So the basilisk is a long ass snaky boy who has big tentacle arms and what I assumed was hair, but looking back I don't think it's hair. And the reason why I wanted to choose the basilisk was because it has this ability where if it stares at somebody in a particular way, they get turned into stone. And I think this could be really adapted well to a Fursona, because instead of turning somebody to stone, perhaps when you stare at somebody, depending on your personality, it could be like somebody becomes more furry or fluffy or whatever. It could really be great to adapt around your personality. Or let's say you've got like perhaps an evil streak to your Fursona, and every time you stare at somebody in a particular way, their trousers fall down. It could be something dumb, it could be something like just exciting, it could be something that your friends can join in, as long as they have fun as well. And it's not the only reason why I wanted to say about the basilisk, because with the tentacle arms, it could really work well with like a snake Sona who perhaps want to stay true to the snake Sona, and also want to be able to pick things up. So if you ever have a history of struggling with picking things up, give the basilisk a go. Ha! Snake pun! Get out of here. Get out of here. Number 3, Ifrit. So I could have chosen any of Yuna's summons, because Velfor could have worked, Xion, anybody, like literally any of the Aeons could have worked, maybe apart from Shiva, but kinda. But the reason I wanted to choose Ifrit is because of the lore behind it, because the Faith, who are like essentially former humans who sacrifice themselves in order to create these creatures for summoners, the person who sacrificed themselves was actually a crusader who like sacrificed himself in order to defeat sin, or help defeat sin. And I love that idea, because with Ifrit, obviously it's this big hellhound and this frightening kind of hellish figure, but in fact it has a really noble cause. And in Final Fantasy X at least, it's very much more on the good side rather than the bad side. I'll be on. I know that in other Final Fantasies he's a bit more like on either side, but I love that. I love the fact that you could create this character, this big demonic character, which is actually 100% like good on the scale, like neutral good or lawful good or something, anything. And I love that kind of nice twist to this, oh, I'm a big scary character, but in fact I have a lot of love in the world. And I think, again, promoting this image of don't judge a book by its cover is actually a really neat message that the furry fandom can take across. Because, believe it or not, we are a little bit weird. Number 4. The Tomberry. So what's interesting about the Tomberry is that I have no idea what kind of species it's kind of relating to, because as I was growing up, I always thought it was like a turtle or something. But when I spoke to my partner, they were like, yeah, no, I'm not getting turtle at all. And I think this would actually be really cool for Fursona. Like, if you've got a hybrid, perhaps you can mask your species with mystery. Perhaps your Sona could be like almost like the original species. And I think this could be really neat if you want to add like a mystery to your Sona. But not only that, the Tomberry has this kind of dark magic element to it, as you can see from the robes and stuff, and like it uses a magic spell called Karma. And I think this could also be like an added little flair to your Sona, because you could like develop or envelope some sort of secret power that is like linked to your backstory. Perhaps like, let's say they were born on the battlefield, something like that. They were born in a battlefield in the middle of a war, and therefore their whole spirit around them is developed in healing because they want to heal the people around them. I think this could be a really neat like link to somebody's background and stuff. And you could even like involve like perhaps like a medal or like a necklace, just something that subtly links to that history. These are just tips. These are me just spitballing some ideas. But if there's any ideas, I'll start that again. If there's any ideas that you guys can think of, pop them down in the comments. I would love to see what kind of mystical kind of past you can come up with. Number 5. The Chocobo. So, the Chocobo is essentially a big, massive chicken. But in the world of Final Fantasy X, what it's used for is either travel, developing kinetic energy, or racing. And I think this is actually a really awesome example on how you can have even like a big Sona and yet still be absolutely adorable. I mean, look at this widow face. Don't you just want to give it head scratches? But the reason why I wanted to say Chocobos, because I know everyone's going to be like, this is the most obvious one in all Final Fantasy. But like, the reason why I wanted to put this one in was because it is a sporty type. It is this kind of like athletic runner and stuff, and it goes to show that just because you're sporty doesn't mean that you can't put that into your Fursona. Because I think it's so important to be able to put your personality into your Sona, because essentially it's a little you. So yeah, if you ever want to see look and see if you can find like a sporty kind of Sona, then give the Chocobo a wee go. So those are 5 Final Fantasy X creatures that you could totally base your Fursona off of. I wanted to really keep it kind of short and precise, and make it more like little tips rather than have full explanations, because with this game I could totally have gone into that. So tell me if you prefer this format over like my other Fursona videos, or perhaps you prefer the other. I'd love to hear your feedback. Honestly, I'd love to. Also, is there any Fiends that you're like, oh yeah, no, I think that was a quite cool one? Or is there any that I've completely missed that you would love for part 2? Pop them down in the comments, I would love to hear. Also, while we're here, I want to say thank you so much for making it through the video. I really do appreciate it, guys. It really means a lot to me. And I'm over on Twitch, where I've generally been doing like a variety of games, but every so often I do a lot of VR dancing. If you want a silly move dancing, pop on over there. I'm also over on Twitter where, like, I would love to see your Fursonas. Please send me your Fursonas. I am obsessed with seeing people's Fursonas, as you can probably tell from my YouTube videos. I love them, so please give me a shout. And the most important thing out of everything is that you mattered yesterday, you matter today, and you matter tomorrow. And I'll see you next time. Bye!